Hi, it's Delusion Dispeller. Welcome back to part 2 of more on the 12 tribes. If I haven't said it already, I am a life coach. I have been a life coach since about 2009. I have 2 college degrees, a bachelor and a master's degree in psychology, and I am currently a paraprofessional for special needs children in a alternative school system. I've helped people over the years with various traumas and things like that. I don't do a whole lot of that anymore. I can talk to people, but I'm pretty specific in what my requirements are before I talk to people. And it has to be somebody that really wants to move on with their life, not somebody that has so many different problems and is on all kinds of medication and just can't seem to get it together. I'm not a counselor, so I wouldn't really work well with that type of person. But if you're somebody that just really needs a good nudge in a certain direction to move on with your life, I can help you with that. All right. The next thing about the 12 tribes and other cults is they often incorporate music. And 12 tribes, once again, has some of the most beautiful music, just like their food is awesome. Their music is awesome. You know, somebody once told me that Satan could not lure people in with just something that's so bad and so evil and so terrible looking. He uses the beautiful things and the desirable things like drugs and drinking and, here we go, music to lure people in to something that feels like a family atmosphere. And music tends to do something in your brain that kind of knits you to the people you're listening to it with, and it does something in your heart and your emotions. And they use very uplifting type of music. They dance, they sing, they have acoustic instruments that they really know how to play well. They teach their children at very young ages to take up an instrument, because singing and dancing and playing instruments is a very integral part of this particular cult group. So you hear beautiful melodic tunes when you go to 12 tribes, and that draws you in like a magnet, really. It's kind of a magical thing, almost, it feels like. All right. As common with many cults, 12 tribes is full of secrets, and their whole basis of their group is based on these secrets that you only learn when you are in the inner workings of the cult. For instance, child quote unquote discipline, which they later on in my speaking here, I will refer to as correction, because that's what children that have been in the cult and raised by them and beaten in their quote unquote discipline methods call it correction. That's what they were taught. Well, we need to correct you, and you need to accept your correction, and you need to thank us for your correction after you're beaten for who knows how long with these sticks and belts and bamboo things or whatever they use, willow tree branches. You need to thank us for correcting you. So yeah, there's the correction discipline part of it that is very secretive, because they don't parade it around. I guess years ago, 12 tribes used to discipline children like right out in front of everybody, and then people in the town would see it and they would complain that it was excessive. So now 12 tribes members takes kids up into secret rooms, or down into secret rooms as the case may be, in basements or attics or wherever they take them, I don't know, and they have them pull their pants down or their skirts down and hit them with these rods, so as to cause a sting that they will never forget, and therefore act on instant command of the parent or the teacher or the other 12 tribes adult member. All right. Another secretive thing is they're told to take very cold showers. I guess it's a, I don't know, cleansing of the soul thing or something. I'm not really sure on that whole thing. I'm just telling you what I've heard. There's also a self-pleasuring type of thing that men in the 12 tribes are basically commanded and expected to do, quite a bit, apparently. I just recently heard about that. Kind of weird. Children have to ask permission to even talk to another child within the 12 tribes, not even somebody on the outside, somebody in the 12 tribes. They have to ask permission to talk to another child in this cult. So those are some of the secrets you learn. Some of the teachings that you learn are very secretive. The fact that they have schools that don't actually teach like our schools do, they have very selective teachings based on Yonek, which is the leader, and very loosely based on their version of the Bible, which really indoctrinates people into doing what they want them to do. All right, stay tuned. I'll be right back with part 3 of more on the 12 tribes.